The Lord said that the so-called black, Hispanics, Native Americans, that you are above all people. All right? Because when you look at it, man, like who dominates in sports? You know,
integrating.
Can you say that again?
Why are you supporting your oppressor so hard, and why are you marrying your oppressor? No, your oppressors. Like,
this is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. All right, now this again is Moses. He's speaking to the Israelites. It says this: "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." So the Lord said, all right, so this is basically the Lord speaking to Moses, to the Israelites. So he says, if you do not keep the commandments of the Most High to do them, look, you're going to be cursed. All right, I'm going to read some curses to you, man. And you see if this is not the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. Come on.
All right, this is Deuteronomy 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city,
right,
and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
That's right. So the Lord said to the Israelites, if you did not follow my commandments, I'm going to curse you in the city and in the field. Now, who's living cursed in the cities, bro? Well, first and foremost, you know the curses. All right, so curse is a bad thing, right? Yeah. All right, so who are living bad in the cities, cursed in the cities? Minorities. All right, so particularly the so-called black, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? Living in the hoods, the slums and ghettos, right? So that was one curse the Lord put upon the Israelites for not keeping his laws.
That's right.
All right, and he also said, curse shalt thou be in the field. Now, we don't got the signs out here with us, but who was cursed in the field? The cotton field, tobacco field, corn field.
The sugar field. Ephraim was cursed in the sugar field.
Right. That's the so-called black, Hispanics, like he said, and Native Americans. So this is showing you that we are the true children of the Most High. Let's get the next one.
Yeah, 32 reads, Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Thine eye shall look, and fill with longing for them all the day long. There shall be no might in thine hand.
What does that sound like to you, bro? Read one more time.
It reads, verse 32, Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. And thine eye shall look, and fill with longing for them all the day long. There shall be no might in thine hand.
So the children of Israel, their children would be taken from them, all right, and given to another people, and they would not be able to see them again. They had no might in their hand. You ever watch slavery movies? Like Roots? You watch 12 Years a Slave? So what happened in those movies? Basically, they take the children, all right, and there was no discussion. They take your children, and look, now it's their possession. Right now, all you could do is really just mourn. All right, that's all you could do. That's what that's going into. But let's get to the next one. Verse 54. 54, man.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
Right. And what that means, the man that's tender among you, that's just saying, read on a little bit.
The man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
So the man that his eye is evil, my bad. The man that's delicate and tender, back in Israel, we used to be a real brotherly people. Real cool with each other, you know? If you need something, I got you. We was chill, you know, down to the earth. But now, what do he say?
He says, verse 54, but his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Now that man that used to be tender and delicate, that chill brother, look, now his eyes evil toward his own brother. Right. You step on a brother's shoes, what happens? You guys might get in this fight, right? You go to them club, looking at people's girls, hey, someone gonna die, all right? That's why there's black on black violence, because of that verse, all right? And I'm gonna ask you real quick, why is this happening?
Get out that system.
That's right, you better get out
You shouldn't be in that situation. And you creating children with him, if that's your child, that is not a right thing to do, because that is not your ethnicity. You gotta understand that. Keep it up, guys. Even Hispanic on black violence. You wear a different color in the hoods, you get shot, man. Something might go down. Now, I'm gonna ask you, why does that happen? Well, pretty much, but let's read it again. Right. That's good, you know, good word.
Deuteronomy 20:15. But it shall come to pass, thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
All right, so hearken means to listen. If you did not listen to the voice of the Lord, what would happen?
It says, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
right,
that all these curses shall come upon you, thee, and overtake thee.
If you did not do his commandments, the Lord will curse us. So I'm gonna ask you again, so why do we get cursed in the city? because we didn't do the commandments. Come. All right, now let's go to verse 68. I'm gonna show you this last one, man, to basically show you that truly the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the chosen people of the Most High.
Come, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right. Now the Lord said, this is from the Lord, from Moses. He said, if you did not follow the commandments of the Most High, He's gonna send you into Egypt with ships. Now, do you know what the Israelites were doing in Egypt? They were slaves. That's true. All right, and you got it. All right. So in the Hebrew, Egypt just means Mitzrayim or Mitzariah or some of them.
Mizraim.
Matazariah. You can use either one.
Exodus 20:2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
right,
out of the house of bondage.
Right. So Egypt just means bondage. Now, do you know another word for bondage? A synonym. All right, bro, that's cool. So basically, bondage, in other words, is slavery. Like you said, the Israelites, they were in slavery to the Egyptians. Now, can you go back to that?
Yeah, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So basically what that's saying is the Lord's going to bring you into slavery again with ships.
Sure.
Now, what nation and people went into slavery on slave ships or slave boats?
You to a real princess.
Black people. What's the slave trade?
Yeah, the transatlantic slave trade,
Sub-Saharan silk,
slave trade.
What
else?
The water. So those are the slave trades, man. You can look into it. You ever learn that in school? About slave trades?
We touched on it, but it's like they never want to talk.
That's a
There's a reason why they never
teach it hard when
they did.
They was. So that's talking about the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. We don't. Yeah.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
So, Slaki, you would never see your homeland again. Your homeland is Israel, because you guys are Israelites. So, you're an Israelite, all right? And you was taken from the west coast of Africa to the Americas, all right? That was a time when you been taken by ships, all right? And it said you would never see your homeland again, and you would be sold to your enemies for what?
It says for bondmen and bondwomen,
for
no man shall buy you.
And bondwomen, and no man will buy you, meaning no man will redeem you at this captivity. All right, now I'm gonna ask you a question that just told you that you will be sold to your enemies. For bondmen and bondwomen, meaning slave men and slave women. So according to the Bible, who are your enemies? If you were Khan, you gotta go straight off the bat. That's Khan. All right, that's right. Real quick, I'm gonna show you something.
Can I get one more?
Khan.
It goes with it. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
And that's right. So, being the children of Israel, we was up at one point. We was kings and priests. It tells you that. We was kings and we still are, but we're not at that state right now. We're not in the state of being rulers in the authority of the earth. Right, we're not. We're on the lowest part now. And who gets above us? He just told you your enemies will get above you. Right? They're going to be the ones, like the Chinese man or the Arab man, Iranian man. They can come from their countries, come to America, and you've been here for as long as you've been, but they can come over here and just set up a damn business.
That's a fact.
Right? They can do whatever they want to do.
From government funds.
That's what you call capitalism. We don't they don't establish that with us, so we're trying to practice it now. But look how long it took, basically.
That's right. So that's definitely talking about the children of Israel. Now, again, I'm going to tell you that these curses were put upon the children of Israel. Now, if you were to try to link this up with any other nation, could you do it? Is there so-called white-on-white violence? Chinese on Chinese violence? No, there's none of that, man. Only black, these curses go directly to the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Deuteronomy 28:46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So these curses are for a sign and for a wonder. Right? You look at the sign Razoo, the Razoo, right? That's a sign to tell you, look, that restaurant is Razoo. You look at the curses, there's signs to tell you, look, this is the children of Israel. You understand? Yeah. And these would be upon you for a sign of season, right, Salaki? A sign of wonder upon your seed forever. Yeah. So it's going to happen to us generation throughout generation throughout generation.
And if I may interject, like how he brought up the sign and how it's just like it's literally a sign. So it's going to tell you that Razoo serves a certain plate.
Right.
Like it's going to serve like Louisiana type food, southern what you call seafood basically. So like you see that sign and you know what it's about. So that's why the Most High God made the curses across to us, so we know what it's about. We know why we're getting cursed. We got to come back to Him, get these curses off. In order for be on top, we got to come to Him.
That's right. That's right.
I got a precept. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 39 and 23. It says, "So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their God from that day forward. And the heathen shall know the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they transgressed against me. Therefore I hid my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies, so they fell by the sword." So really, bro, the only reason why we're Black, Hispanic, Native Americans get oppressed like this is because we sinned against the Most High. We didn't do His commandments, so we got put in slavery, man. You see? So guess what? What do we got to do, bro, to get out of this slavery? Follow the commandments, bro. That's what we out here trying to tell people, bro. It's like, come back to the Most High, come back to His commandments, and then we're going to actually return. Give me a Baruch 28 real quick. You can say something.
Yeah, I'm going to read this, all right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 85 real quick. I'm going to show you something.
We might have to go, but so far, actually, y'all been making a lot of sense.
All right, bro, we're going to give you some as well. Y'all got to fly? All right, so this is Deuteronomy 85. "For thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee," the children of Israel. All right, so the Lord, He's actually the father of the children of Israel. All right, so He said, just like the father chastens his son, meaning disciplines his son, He's going to discipline you. Why are not the other nations going into captivity? Why are not the other nations having these curses on them? Because guess what? Because the Lord will chasten His children, right? When they do something wrong, they're going to get the chastisement. They're going to get that discipline. When the other nations go off, what do they get, man? They get a damn kingdom. So is the Lord really dealing with that? No. All right, y'all got to preach up.
I just got a statement. You see how simple it was, and how you like simply understood that you're an Israelite. You understood that you have enemies of other nations. You understood that God loves only like Israel and stuff like that. So why don't they teach that in religion? Did you grow up in any religion?
Really kind of Christianity, yeah.
How old are you? 15. For 15 years, you never knew that. That's sad. In 30 minutes or less, you've been only here for like 20 minutes or something, 15. You just found two important things in the Bible, and we gave you at least like 10 scriptures, at least 10, 12 scriptures. So in a short amount of time, you can learn the truth, and you can see that religion don't teach you the truth. So just study the Bible. It's just that simple. It's like school, bro. You still in school. You still in high school.
Baruch 2:28. "As I spake by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command to write thy law before the children of Israel, saying, If you will not hear me, my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, whither I will scatter them. For I knew they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves." So Moses gave us the commandments, right? Right. He said if we transgress, He would scatter us, right, to the four corners of this whole earth, bro. That's why you can find our people in every corner of the earth, bro. You go anywhere, Japan, China, Russia, we're there, man. You see? So the Most High said that He knew we were going to sin against Him. So He said He's going to leave us in captivity, but we're going to remember who we are. Right. That's why we out here standing and like letting people know that we the Israelites, bro. That's right. That's right. That you're so-called Israelite from Judah. That's right. What's your nationality again?
Like Mexican.
You said Mexican? What's your father?
My father is black, my mother's Mexican.
Your father's black?
No, black.
Or white?
Does it keep on going through history? What's your father, grandfather,
Like,
great-grandfather?
if you go through my
Caucasian?
father's side, it's more Indian, like Native American.
Oh, your father's side? His grandfather was what?
Like, my grandpa is Indian. On my dad's side, yeah.
So-called Native Indian? Is he a Bicent Indian, or is he an actual Aboriginal?
Like, of Native American.
Oh, he's
like,
actually native, like to the land?
But an actual native, like he went through slavery.
oh, I
His
know.
lineage of people.
Yeah,
Like what tribe?
I don't know what tribe he is.
Can you find out?
Yeah, I can
If you
find
can find out, if you can find out your history and trace it through like the 16s and the 18s and the 17s,
Yeah.
you're not an Israelite.
Yeah.
But if you can't, you're an Israelite because slavery. Like our children were being sold and stuff, so we can't track that.
I mean, if you know what tribe you're from, bro, like if you're from like some type of Cherokee tribe, some type of native, you probably are Israel, bro. I'll be honest with you.
So what we were saying about Israel, take into account, because you might be still study the Bible if you're not. Because if you are Israel, the Spirit will come on you if you really want to serve the Lord and know about it. The Spirit will come on you to actually understand the scriptures. But if you're not Israel, you ain't gonna understand shit. To be honest. And if you like, to be honest, even if you really want to learn, like you really, the Most High is not gonna give you the knowledge. So you need an Israelite to tell you this, that.
So this is Romans 8:16.
You got time now?
The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
Hey, so it's the spirit, bro. If you can get it in the spirit, does this resonate with you?
Yeah, I get all the
Yeah, so
this is
like,
actually making a lot of
it's
sense.
the spirit, man. It's gonna resonate, bro. So if you feel like you can keep the commandments, look into the flyer, bro.
Yeah.
If you feel like you can do it, hey, you most likely are Israelite, man. You know.
That's right.
Really, reading on though, verse 30, 31, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord, and I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and and I will increase them, and they will and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not diminish, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people Israel out of the land that I have given them.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the prophecy, bro, that the Lord said that He's gonna take us from America and wherever we scattered at, and He's gonna place us back in Israel, and we're gonna be lords over that, bro. You guys want to be kings, bro? Y'all want to be kings?
Yeah.
Right, that's what's happening. The Lord said we're gonna be lords over Israel. We're gonna have these other nations, bro. You're gonna be able to actually have slaves, you know? Because you're gonna find out that the Bible actually says that these people, for putting us in slavery, for raping the Native Americans, man, you know what I'm saying? Forcing our women to, like, you know what I'm saying, do all that other type of stuff.
Damn near committing genocide.
Yeah,
on the Native Indians.
they still are doing that, bro. Even towards us, they still, I mean, it's not stopping today. So the Lord said we're gonna be lords over them. So hey, you gotta think about that, bro. You know?
Right.
The Lord's gonna take us back to the land of Israel. But y'all gotta repent, you know? Not everybody's gonna get to Israel, bro. You know? So yeah,
Never
man.
seen a
pretty
dog
much.
walk a dog.
She said
Hey,
he
man.
blind. That made me laugh in my head. And like for real, I was like, I ain't never seen a blind dog.
But hey,
or heard
thank y'all.
about it.
Thank you for real. Thank
Hey,
you.
y'all
I
know
really-
y'all know how Jesus looks?
I mean, I know he's got olive skin, long hair. Just
What color is olive?
What you mean by olive?
Olive is like kind of like a little bit lighter than a little bit like.
All right,
this.
bro. Before you leave, let's get that real quick. We want to show you something real quick.
Because that's important.
We can't have you leaving like that, bro.
Yeah,
Well,
I like
I'm
that.
saying that's important because he's a king of all kings. So if we're kings, he's over us.
That's
So
that real quick.
you gotta know who the head man is. You gotta know who the boss.
Listen to this, brother. Listen to this, brother.
All right.
This is Revelations 1:1. The revelation of Jesus Christ. Basically meaning the revealing of Jesus. Alright, let me go down to 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Yeah. So who has woolly texture hair, bro, on this earth today?
Like nappy hair, like
Yeah,
black
yeah.
people.
Who has
Yeah.
that hair?
African people. Yeah,
Yeah,
black people.
so-called African Americans, because we're not African, bro. But so-called Negroes, we have that type of hair, bro. Even the Hispanics and the Native Americans, I know some people that they also have that too, some, or through mixing, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, at first we all had woolly textured hair, bro. So Christ had that type of hair. So that shows you what? That he for sure wasn't looking like the man Caesar Borgia, you know? You know the Jesus that they got on the podium today, that white man?
Yeah.
His name is actually Caesar Borgia. All right, he was the second son of the Pope Alexander the Great, I think, you know? So pretty much they set him up. He was actually a homosexual, if you guys know that, you know? He slept with his sister. I think he killed his mother. No, it was his sister.
Yeah, he slept with his sister. He was into it with his father. They kept getting
Yeah.
into it because his father wanted her too.
You see, man, hey, that's the type
So
of
they
people.
got him on the podium.
Hey, there's a documentary on Netflix, The Borgias. You should watch it.
Look it up, man.
They're family, especially during that time period. They were so famous. That's why they did that. The mother wanted to be seen as Mary, and she wanted to say that she gave birth to the Son of the Most High, and they made
And wasn't he dating Leonardo da Vinci?
Leonardo da Vinci. So hey, I'm not gonna lie, they probably was going at it, bro. just knowing the nature of the so-called white man. The nature of the so-called white man, they're by nature homosexuals. That's why they like to shave their beard, bro. They like to look like little boys, you know, and they like to mess with little boys, you know. Isn't that facts? Aren't they actually getting exposed right now for pedophilia? Yeah. These elites and stuff like that. Hey, you got people at the Buckingham Palace right now, and they're yelling pedophilia to the Edomites, man, to the elites. So guess what, bro? These people are homosexuals, but they got that dude pinned like Jesus Christ. He's not Jesus Christ. Let's read what he really looks like real quick.
Bring it out.
So his head and his hairs were white like wool. So Revelations 1:14. As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass.
So Christ had red eyes, you know? So you know why he had red eyes? I'll get this for you, bro. Okay, because he drank a lot of wine, you know? A lot of people get offended thinking Christ, well, Christ, he wasn't a drunk, man. But he drank a lot of wine, though.
Yeah, they called him.
They almost called him. You want to get that real quick? Yeah. I think you know what that is. You can try to find that. Let me get this in the book of Genesis chapter.
No,
You know where it is?
well, I mean, you can still look it up.
This is Genesis 49:12. His eyes shall be red with wine, his teeth white with milk. And that's the prophecy concerning who the world calls Christ. He said his eyes are going to be red with wine. So he drank a lot of wine, bro. You see, because he lived a hard life, man. He had to deal with a lot of wicked ass Israelites, bro. He understood that he had to die for our sins. Would you be going around happy, lucky if you knew that? You had to deal with just wicked people and ultimately just die for them? Nah, bro. Christ did not walk around like the happy dude they portray him to be, like effeminate, bro. Like he just loves everybody. He wasn't like that. He was actually a very austere man. If you actually read scriptures.
He even cried before he got put to death. He knew when he was going to be put to death. He cried to the Lord. He was praying to him, like for strength, because even Christ didn't want to die. He's like he's like us, but he's righteous. So he still have the same emotions like we have the same emotions. So he asked for strength for the Most High because he knew what was about to happen. But I got the precept. Matthews 11 and 15. Yeah, come. Matthews 11 and 17, and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they said, he hath the devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous and a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of her children. So when Christ was coming around, he was around people that was like not good, not righteous. So because of him being righteous, they expected him to be around righteous people. But it's like, for what? If he's coming to save and deliver people and teach people, why would he be around righteous individuals? Because there's no point in teaching them. They are righteous. So he would be around people that are not righteous, drink with them, eat with them, tell them what to do, what not to do, according to what the Most High God told us. So that's what he was doing, and they was mad at him because of jealousy, because he was fulfilling the laws of the Most High, or the prophecies of the Most High. So I have one more precept for you, the description of Christ. So this is Daniel before Revelation. So this is Daniel chapter 10, and I'm going to start at verse 1, and I'm going to go to verse 5. It says, in the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. And the thing was true, but the time upon it was long, and he understood the thing, and had understanding of the vision. Verse 5, then I lifted up my eyes, and looked up, and looked upon a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Euphrates. So it's the same description where John the Revelator saw of Christ. So this is his time. This is the time when he's in the glory of the Most High and the power of the Most High. This is like the time when he's going to come back and how he's going to look when he's come back. So they didn't see him when he was walking on the earth, because he wasn't wearing gold Euphrates. He was dressed up regular. He wasn't a wealthy man, a man that could just have gold, diamonds, silver, and rubies and do that. So here in verse 6 it says, His body was like the burley, and his face was like the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like the color of polished brass, and the voice of his words were like the voice of multitudes. So it says his arms and his feet was like the color of polished brass. So we all know brass is the color of brown, and when you polish it, that means it's in the fire. When you polish anything of metal, you have to burn it through the fire. So that's purifying. So when you purify brass, it gets darker in color. So Christ was dark.
Hey, let's finish that real quick.
All right, so this is Revelations, going back to 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Same thing, right? But this time he says, as if they burned in a furnace.
Polished.
So it was polished brass?
Yeah.
But it was actually, you throw polished brass in the furnace, right? What color would that turn? Dark. He was a very dark-skinned man. With woolly textured hair, and he had red eyes. So what do you think what does that tell y'all? Like context clues, what would he look like today?
He would probably look like one of those men.
So-called Negro. See? Now, the thing is, I'll read a little bit more now.
Goes on to say, and his voice as the sound of many waters.
So his voice was like the sound of many waters. So Christ spoke loud. Okay, because like I said, the Christian they preach today, he doesn't speak loud. He's very soft-spoken, man. You feel me? But the real Christ of the Bible, Hamashiach Yahushua, which is his true name, he was a very austere, loud man. Now, real quick, I want to show you this. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 10. All right? You guys, what do you think the Most High looks like? Real quick.
Probably
Like the Most High God, what you think he looks like?
Like the Father.
We have the Father, Heavenly Father. Because you have the Son, but you have the Father. What does the Father look like?
probably just like
So what?
Look just like Jesus, right?
Hey, you got that on point. Hey, get that John 14, 18, 8 real quick. But this is, I'm gonna
That
show you.
was simple, right? Hold on. That was a simple understanding, right? It was like, why are you asking me this? If he the Son,
Yeah.
and that's the Father.
But they not the same. That's the thing. You guys believe in Trinity? Like they all one? You guys think they're all one,
I mean, I can see why people think that.
but they're not. That's the thing. We're gonna find out. We're gonna show you that. Okay, this is actually Daniel 7 and 10.
Alright.
It says, and I beheld, Daniel 9, and I beheld till the throne were cast down. Ancient of Days did sit. So the Ancient of Days is talking about the Most High God, right? Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. So the Most High has pure woolly hair too, bro. So what's that tell y'all too? What's the ultimate creator look like?
It's like
Exactly, bro. You see? And they've been telling us what they look white. See, have you guys ever heard of that before? So you guys heard? So you guys have heard that the creator of the whole entire earth looks like us. So we the people of the Bible, bro. See, we're showing you all this. Go ahead and get that.
That's why they
This is
hate us
John,
like
which
this. I mean, if you think about it, why they kill us, police killing us, nobody's trying to stop that. No, it's been going on for some years. So y'all got to think about it's a jealousy thing because we are God's chosen people.
And we're gods on this earth, bro. You know that? We're like literal gods on the earth. It tells you that, okay? And the white man envies that. But like I said, man, look at that flag. You got the flag, bro? You got the flag? Then y'all both take a picture and just look up the channel and study, bro. Study. All right. And y'all come back too next time. Saturday. All right, man. So yeah,
That's true.
Y'all. Might as well, we'll actually go into Isaiah 43.
Yes, oh yeah, I was about to go into that. Yeah. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 43 and verse 1. But now saith the Lord, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. So here in the book of Isaiah in the 43rd chapter, in the first verse, is speaking about one nation of people. It's talking about the children of Israel, who are the sons and the daughters of Jacob, whose surname was changed into Israel, which means the prince of the power. So when we call ourselves Israelites, we are the sons and the daughters of our forefather, who is Israel, Jacob. So that is a common thing. That's what every nation does. Every nation on this earth do that. That's why y'all call yourselves certain names. American and all that other stuff. British. European and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Africa is named after a whole person named Cornelius Scipio Africanus. So that whole land and that whole continent was named after that one man. So if people don't understand the history and the etymology of the words that y'all use. So we should look into that when we try to look into who we are as so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right,
because that is not historically accurate. It's not even really 100 years old, to be honest, if y'all look into history. But I'm gonna continue to go in verse 3. It says, "For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior." So it's specifically saying he is the Savior of Israel, the Holy One of Israel. It says, "I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Saba for thee. Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore will I give men for thee, and people for thy life."
I break that down. Hey, so the Lord just said, since we were honorable in His sight, bro, precious to Him, and He's not talking about anybody else. What's that? What did it say on verse 3? It just literally said that He gave Egypt for us.
"I have gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Saba for thee."
So why is it that the Most High God is giving the children of Israel Egypt and Ethiopia? I thought we was all just one people, man. I thought we was all just His that He didn't have no favorites, bro. The Most High said because He honors us, He loves us, He's gonna give us the heathen, bro. He destroyed Egypt, man, just that we can be delivered. That's how you know the Most High, He only dealing with a certain people, man. You know? That's us. Keep on going. Yeah, bro.
Verse 5, "Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east, and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth." So a lot of our people were sown through the transatlantic slave trade, through the sub-Saharan slave trade.
Wake 'em
we
up.
are in the north, the east, the south, and the west of this earth. And the Most High saying to all the nations, and He's going to do it regardless, even if you don't want it or not, He's going to give us up out of your hand.
That's right.
And He's prophesying it in the book of Isaiah.
Come on.
We are not out of your hands yet, so this is clearly future prophecy. So let me keep on going. It says in verse 7, "Even every one that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, yea, I have made him. Bring forth the blind people that have eyes, and the deaf that have ears." So all of our people was literally beguiled, literally deceived for many, many, many hundreds of years, not knowing that we are the children of Israel.
That's right.
Not knowing that the Most High God only loves the children of Israel. Not knowing that even Christ Himself is an Israelite of the tribe of Judah, which would He be a so-called black man, a so-called African American. We never knew that. We never knew Moses was a Levite, what they would call a Haitian. We never knew all these men were our people, our brothers and sisters. We never knew Esther was our sister of the tribe of Benjamin, so-called Jamaican. We didn't know Susanna was our sister
Deborah.
at all. Deborah, we didn't know that. So let's keep on going. So it says, "Let all the nations be gathered together, and let the people be assembled. Who among them can declare this and show us former things? Let them bring forth their witness, that they may be justified, or let them hear and say it is true." So if you're of another nation or whoever you are, you got to bring something of justification. If you want to plead for your own people or even yourself, you got to bring yourself up to be justified. You got to speak. Bring up your accounts. What did you do? What is your works? How do you help the children of Israel? How do you help God's people? What do you do for us? How is the Most High God? Because the Most High God sees everything. He knows what you do, so you can't lie to me. I am a mortal person.
Right.
He knows what you did. He knows what you're thinking. So He knows if you love the children of Israel or if you hate us.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
So, this is the book of Zechariah 8:23.
Bring it out.
It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. So this is the prophecy saying that in the days to come, when Christ returns, or his name is being Yahushua Mashiach, when he returns, bro, he said all nations of the earth are going to come to one that is a Jew. They're gonna hold our skirt, meaning they're gonna have to come around and like beg and man, you know what I'm saying? Like what is it in Isaiah 14 that they're gonna actually cleave to us.
That's right after they get told. That's right after they find out they was told a lie, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna get that inherit. Yeah, that's Genesis, Jeremiah. But yeah, the Lord said that they're gonna come and they're gonna be cleaving to us because they're gonna know that the Most High is really with us. All those scoffers out there talking about, oh, y'all just some niggas on the street, or you guys are just
some thug preachers.
Yeah, y'all just black, black niggas. No, bro, you're gonna find out that we are actually the chosen people of the Lord, man. So, hey, this is what's the prophecy. Go get that.
You want me to start it?
Come on, just get that. Go get it.
16 and go to 15 or 16? 16. Right there, Isaiah 14.
I think it was Isaiah. The Gentiles shall understand the inherited lies.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 14 and 14 and like 30.
I don't know. I forgot that one. Look that one up. Our fathers have inherited lies. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Jeremiah 16:19.
Bring it out.
O Lord, my strength, my fortress, my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, things wherein there is no profit. So these heathen are going to realize that their false hope in salvation, who they call Jesus Christ, it was all just a lie. Their fathers took our scriptures and then twisted it to make it pertain to them, which it never pertained to them. Just read Paul's letters. It's always to the saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites, bro. Pursuant to the book of Psalms chapter 147, 148 and 14. So yeah, we the saints, man. This book was never for these nations. The Most High God is the God of Israel. So they're going to find out that John 3:16, that breakdown was wrong, man. What else did they like to use?
A lot of Paul writing.
Yeah, they like to use Paul, but they're going to find out it was lies, man. It was all lies.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. What nation of people have ascended above the heights of the clouds with their so-called technology? Y'all gotta understand, why do they even have satellites, space stations, NASA? They got so many things out there.
Space defenses.
Space defenses as well. They even got drones out there. Like they even the common person could have something out there in the sky.
They got a space army out there, bro.
Yeah, it's a whole space army. Even Donald Trump said that he said we're calling Space Force. We're creating a Space Force.
Exactly.
Who are you gonna fight? In the Most High, in the clouds. So you're trying to be like the Most High. You're trying to have power on this earth and have power over everybody like the Most High God has.
Right. And real quick,
hey, get that precept about Esau has that God like remember we was talking about how Esau wants to be God?
That's 2 Thessalonians 4, I think. But real quick, I just said, how art thou fallen, O Lucifer?
Con.
That's not talking about some angel
Right.
that fell from heaven, bro.
Right.
It's not talking about an angel. First and foremost, where in the Bible does it say the demon Satan, his name is actually Lucifer? They never gave no names to them, man. Satan is just Satan. He's just a spirit. Lucifer means the light bearer, you know? If you look into what it means, it literally means light bearer or the illuminated ones, man. So guess what? Who calls themselves the illuminated ones today? The Illuminati. Who's that? The elites, okay? Who are the elites?
Amalek.
For sure, Amalek. For sure, the white man, man. You for sure, you don't have no type of Israelites there, man. Because hey, even in the masonry, they only have it so far to where a black man can actually rank up in that thing, bro.
Wow.
After a certain ranking, hey, you're finished. You can't even get to the highest point of a mason. How much more the elites, man? That's how you know none of the elites are so-called black, man. They're not our people. So the so-called white man is Lucifer. He is Satan, man. You know, and he's gonna fall. His kingdom's gonna fall. It's falling right now. We can see, you know, it's prophecy that this thing is finna go down. You know, their economy's collapsing, riots. They don't have control over what's going on today, bro. You see, what else they have going on today, man?
Like in the world?
Yeah, like in the world today. Like everything's going to shit. War,
LGBTQ,
yeah, that too.
Black Lives Matter, BS.
Forget what else they have going on. But like I said, if you just look into current events, America is
California is literally on fire.
falling. Exactly. They have that stuff going on too. So Most High's plaguing America, and the elites, little by little, they're gonna fall. You see? And they're getting scared when they hear us coming out with this word, bro. You know? We got that verse.
In verse 15 or verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the cloud. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? So Satan in the scriptures is a man. We're going to narrowly look upon him and say, is this the man that did weakest the kingdoms? Like, that's a simple thing. That is what the brother was saying of the elites. Everybody should know about their names. The Rockefellers, the David Rothschilds, and the Clinton family, the Bush family. You never really seen those type of people. The people that are really running this earth and this society. You're going to be able to see them in this time period because the Most High is going to bring them down to the ground. He's going to bring them down to hell. Hell is a living state. Hell is a state of living. So right now, we're living in hell, if y'all don't understand that, especially the children of Israel. We're getting killed by the police. We're getting killed by random so-called white supremacists. That is hell. That is the living of hell, right? Would you say, would you agree? Slavery is hell?
Slavery is hell.
Slavery, are so-called black people still in slavery?
Afraid not.
You don't think so? Are we oppressed?
Yeah.
Okay, is that slavery? Oppression? It is. I know the etymology of words. It is. It's the same thing. It's a synonym. It's synonym. So it's a state of oppression, depression. Huh? You understand that, right? Yeah. So we're in slavery. We're in hell, and that time we're going to get taken out of hell, obviously by Christ and by the Most High God, by His power. But we're going to be redeemed out of hell and out of death. That means that we're going to get out of America. We're going to be coming out of this state, out of this white supremacist state. Y'all got to understand how the Most High God uses words and how it's spiritual and it's going to be physical.
I want to kind of prove that hell is just in the state. It's not an actual place where you burn, bro. That's right. We are in hell right now. You see, this is the book of Isaiah 5 and 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge. Their honorable men are famished. Their multitude dried up with thirst. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory and their multitude and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it. So the Lord just said, my people have gone into captivity because they have no knowledge. And then and then pretty much it's synonymous with hell. It says, therefore hell. So pretty much captivity and hell, they're one and the same, you see? And there's no account of Israel actually going to hell, bro. Like, where do you find it in the Bible? I read the whole Bible, bro. I've not seen any account of
he did bad and he went to hell later.
Like, exactly, bro.
He stayed there.
He stayed there and burned
We're
forever.
going to destroy hell. Let me get this. the book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 12. And he saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which was written in the books, according to their works. So all the people of this earth are going to be judged according to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We don't. Can you give me this in Baruch real quick, just to prove that? Baruch 4:1. So everybody of this earth is going to be judged according to their works, especially the children of Israel, because we were given the laws, we were given the commandments, and we were told what to do and what not to do. So when the Most High God judged everybody at the end, because we're living our judgment right now with captivity and oppression. Y'all got to understand that as well. But we're going to be judged at the latter day according to our works during this captivity. Can you go ahead and get that?
Yeah, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
So the book of life is the scriptures, is the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you come to life. So when the scriptures here said, which in verse 12, it says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books was open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. So that book is the scriptures, the Torah, which is that life. So it says, and the dead were judged out of those things which was written in the books, according to their works. So it says, and the sea gave up the dead, which was in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead, which was in them. And they were judged, every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast in the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So obviously, death and hell has to be a physical thing, because it is cast into the lake of fire. So the people that are putting people in death and hell like state, they're going to be cast into that lake of fire. So those are the other nations that are oppressing the children of Israel, having us in captivity and slavery.
Yeah, in that lake of fire, that's the ICBM nukes, man.
That's the actual brims. That's the actual.
Yeah.
Oh, he got a piece of it.
Y'all get it. This is the book of Daniel 12 and 1. At the time shall Michael stand up, a great prince will stand for the children of thy people. There shall be trouble such as was never since a nation, even to the same time. And at that time shall thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they shall be wise, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. So as the brother brought out, that there's going to be a book, man. So pretty much Michael's going to stand up, pretty much as you're going to read in the book of Revelation. He's going to fight against Esau and his army. The devil and his army fought against Satan and his army. Well, guess what? I mean, not my bad. The Lord, Michael and the army fight against the devil and his army. So hey, that's why Esau has the so-called Space Force out there right now, because he's preparing to fight against Yahweh Shai when he returns, right? But it's already prophesied that they're going to be destroyed pursuing the book of 2nd Esdras 13. But it says that everybody that's written in the book of life, some shall wake to everlasting life, and some to everlasting contempt. So some people are going to wake up, they're going to be resurrected to everlasting life. They're going to be in chariots, right? They're going to wake up to getting actually caught up in the sky. But you're going to have some people who are going to wake up, and it's going to be just crazy. You're going to see chariots everywhere, zapping people, bro. You're going to see missiles flying through the sky. Ultimately, you're going to get hit with that nuke. So they're going to wake up to everlasting contempt, man. And they're going to burn with the pursuant to the book of Revelations with ICBM nukes, man. Go ahead. Yeah, I got
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is the earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such and one sitteth his own soul to sell. because while he liveth, he casteth away his bells. So why is people on this earth so proud? Why does a nation of people think to make themselves to be an image of God? Why would so-called Caucasian make themselves the image of God? Why did they do that? What type of person, what did Da Vinci think when the Caesar Borgia family said that they wanted their son to be painted as Jesus Christ and their mother as Mary Magdalene or Mary, the mother of Christ? Why would they think that? Why are they so proud to say that I want to be the image of the Most High? I want to be the Most High. I want to control these nations and people and have them praise me and worship me. That is not a wise king. That is not a wise man that y'all are underlings to. So let me get in verse 1.
This 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, real quick. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, and that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So, right, like the brother said, that day will not come except the man of sin be revealed, who is Esau, man, alright, which is the most sinful person on earth, man. They get off on sin. Their nation was built on sin. Okay, this nation is ran just by wickedness, man. Alright, the son of perdition, because perdition means destruction. So this man was set up, he was actually created to be destroyed. This was the Proverbs 16 and 4 that the Lord, he creates even the wicked for the day of evil. Right. So Esau, hey, he was created just to get, just to be put down, man. And he opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, and that is worship, and he sitteth as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So that's why the brother brought out that they want to act like they are the Most High. We brought out various type of examples, how they want to put satellites in the sky to watch everybody. They want to, they pretty much want everybody in subjection. They want you to go and register your name, where you live, your occupation, everything. They got cameras watching us right now, you know? Through the phone, they probably watching us right now, through your smart TVs. And that stuff is old. But guess what? Esau, he wants to keep an eye on you, just like he is some type of God, bro. Because the Most High God, his eyes are on everybody. But Esau, he wants to be the same way.
It's Obadiah.
Yeah, it's Obadiah. So this man, he is proud, and he is a man of sin. And he's being revealed, man. Everybody right now, I think 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that wasn't even common knowledge that the so-called white man was as wicked as he is now. Yeah. But everybody's starting to realize, like, damn, this dude, these are some damn devils for real. Your average citizen is actually understanding the truth now, man, right? Because the devil, hey, his time is up. It says, say no, he had a short time, so he's gonna come down with great wrath, man. That's why Esau's making all these so-called moves, you know, with these so-called, what do you call those things? Martial law? What'd you say? Yeah, go real quick. But yeah, go ahead, bring that out.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, and verse 24. For it becometh not our age that he in any wise to dissemble, but whereby many young persons think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion. So they, through my hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, shall be deceived by me, and I get stained to my old age and make it abominable. So with Eleazar being a young man, many people think that he was not wise, think that the Most High couldn't deal with him and use him. And y'all saying, and here in Maccabees saying that because of his old age, you think because of his old age, he could use you and deceive you and have hypocrisy and have you end up doing something or believing in something that is wicked just because of his old age. So it means nothing of age. Where is the wisdom and where is the understanding and the knowledge? It's of the keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So here he's saying that with his old age, he's going to make his stain, he's going to have a stain in his old age. In his old age, he's going to make himself being abominable because he is lying. So a lot of these pastors and a lot of these teachers of the scriptures, they might be old and they might be so-called an elder person, but that doesn't make them wise. That doesn't make them a person of the truth. So just because we are a young man, the truth is the truth. No matter who you get it from. My own son could tell me the truth at the age of 4. And I would say, son, you're all right. That was the truth. No matter of your age. So here in verse 26, it says, for the present time I shall be delivered from the punishment of men. Yea, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive or dead. Wherefore now, manfully charging this life, I will show mercy, or I will show myself, such as one as my age requireth, and live a notable example to such as being young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went into the torment. So you got to die for the Most High God. You got to die for the truth. You got to die for what is righteous. No matter your age and no matter what you're going through, you got to go, thus saith the Lord. You got to say the truth and you got to charge honorably yourself. You got to literally be boldly and be proudly speaking the Most High God's word.
I die daily, the precept.
I die daily for the truth. I don't know exactly where that is, but I just
It's
thought
in the
it was
gospel.
other precept. I got another one. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4 and verse 27. No, 26. No, 25. In no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed of the error of thy ignorance. Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the courage of the river. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, neither accept the person of the mighty. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So we gotta low-key come out and start actually being real men, especially us men. A lot of our sisters are being more courageous and more stronger in their spirit and their own understanding than us men. They out here created a whole system called Black Lives Matter, and even though that system in that group in that congregation of people, they are not doing the right thing. It's the same mechanism that we've been doing throughout history, trying to protest and trying to ask for justice from our oppressors. They're not going to give us justice. They're not going to stop oppressing us and stop shooting us and killing us. It's the same people of the Ku Klux Klan that's killing us today, that's the police. Do you know that, brother? Do you know the history of the Ku Klux Klan? Do you know their present day history, brother? Why are you not talking to me like you're not my brother, bro? Like, come on, show some respect. I'm respecting you just talking to you, just asking you a simple question. But you can't show no respect to me. That's why a lot of our people kill each other and have more beef with each other than having beef with their oppressors. But we don't see that, and we don't want to move the right way. We don't actually want to congregate and talk with each other. So it says, make not thyself an underling to a foolish man. So when our people don't want to have no love towards each other, don't want to have conversations with each other, we become an underling to a foolish man because we see each other as a threat. Because I have some type of wisdom and knowledge, because I got it and I humble myself to the Most High and He gave it to me, you see me as a threat. You see me like, oh, I can't talk to him while I'm around my woman because I can't be educated by another brother around my woman. That's a prideful thing, bro. We cannot have that in our people.